So, I can ask Twee, but at the same time, like I don't want to be a pest to her. So,
I'm
uh,
speaking to Tui in about an hour and a half as well. So she's pestering me. So you're welcome to pester her as well. That's no, I'm just joking. I am available for you guys as much as you need me right now. You have an exam tomorrow, right?
yes, sir.
So like I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay, so um, in cash flow matching principles, what we're trying to do is fund these liabilities, right? And in order to do it, we're gonna be investing in 1, 2, 3 bonds. Okay. The thing is that in the first year, there's this bond that is maturing in 1 year, right? And if I invest in this 3-year bond and in this 2-year bond, I am also going to collect cash flows in the first year for each one of those bonds, right? So I will get in the first year, I will get the coupon for the 1-year maturity, but I will also get the first year coupon for this 2-year maturity bond, and I will also get the first year coupon for this 3-year bond, right? So in order to fund this $1 million, I don't have to invest $1 million of par, right? Because I'm going to be receiving 3% of whatever I invest in the first year bond, 4% of whatever I invest in the second year bond, and 4.5% of the 3-year bond, right? As a result, since we have a portfolio of bonds, the way that you structure this portfolio is by focusing on the last liability, right? That's the reason why we always go to how much money am I investing in that $2 million, okay? Or to satisfy that $2 million obligation.
So you always start with the lowest liability. I think I remember you saying that, correct?
The liability that is maturing in the last year, okay? The reason is that your investment in this bond will have already expired. The investment on this bond will have already expired, and where you will only have in 3 years, to satisfy this liability, you will only have one bond at that time, right? Because you've paid for this liability, you've paid for that liability, and you only have that liability to satisfy. Okay.
Okay. Right.
If we started with investing, like figuring out our investment in the first year bond, we would not know yet how much. We know the percentage, but we would not know yet how much we've invested in the other 2 bonds. Okay. So I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't make sense, when you look at this cash flow matching, know that this is a multi-step process, and it starts with how much am I going to invest in the last maturity for a bond to satisfy my last obligation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then from here is very mechanic, but so that you understand it is that I have one liability to satisfy, and I have multiple coupons that are coming, right? So we start with that last liability, and my first step is scheduled liability, right? Which is $2 million. Okay.
Okay.
Start with the last liability, right? And so I have $2 million, and I have this bond that matures in the date that in my liability schedule. So at the end of my investing in this 3-year bond, I'm going to collect the last coupon payment for that bond, right? The last coupon payment and the principal that I have invested in that bond, right? The par value for that bond. So par to invest is going to equal my scheduled liability of $2 million, okay?
Okay.
Minus the cash flows that I'm receiving, right? So in order to understand how much I'm going to invest, I'm gonna say 1 plus the coupon.
Okay.
Which coupon? That coupon belongs to the investment that is maturing in that year, okay? Why are we dividing by 1 plus that coupon rate? Because there's, I mean, you know, like I can do the algebraic expression, but you know, in the last year, we're collecting a coupon, a dollar coupon plus par, right? Okay.
Got you. Yes.
So the percentage coupon, I mean, like this is like saying par times 1 plus coupon rate, okay? And that needs to equal $2 million. So this fraction, instead of doing the mathematical, you know, starting from the beginning, I'm just giving you a formula, which is that, right?
Okay.
What it comes from is, you know, hey, these are the cash flows that I'm receiving. I'm receiving dollar coupon, which is percent coupon times par, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm also receiving par, right? As a result, par multiplied by 1 plus the coupon rate should equal that amount of money that I need to satisfy the liability, okay? So what is this numbers? 2 million divided by 1.045, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is that number? Do you have it?
I think it's 1.914, I believe.
Okay. So let's see. Let me do it over here.
I think that's
$2
right.
million divided by 1.045, right? Okay. So I get 1.913875. Okay.
1.9 what?
Okay. Well, I'll write it down over here. 1.913875. Okay.
Okay.
This amount is the par that I'm investing in that bond, okay? Now, what happens at the end of the 3 years? I am collecting par, of course, right?
Right.
But I'm also collecting a coupon, right? A coupon, which is, what is the dollar coupon?
On 2 million, that would be about 90 grand, right?
It's about 90 grand, I'm assuming. I mean, like, you're better than you are, than I am. What I want to do from you is the coupon amount is going to be the coupon rate of 4.5 multiplied times par, right? We normally have par of $1,000. In this particular case, we have a par of $1.9 million, right? So the dollar coupon is going to be this coupon rate times this value. Okay, so it's 4.5% times this amount. Can you do that calculation?
Yes, sir. All right, I got 86,124.
That's correct. Okay, so in year 3, I'm collecting par and I'm collecting this coupon amount. Okay, these are the cash flows that we receive.
Okay.
Okay.
And is that the
Now,
answer?
well, that's the answer. It's not the answer to this question, but we have to, in order to satisfy this question, which is asking the 1-year maturity,
Right.
you know, like we need to go backwards. We need to start with the last liability. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a coupon of 86,000 and this amount. Okay.
Right. Right.
What is the par to invest in the 2-year maturity. Okay, I need to satisfy $1.5 million. That's my schedule obligation.
Right.
That's how much money, you know, like I have to make in the second year. Not,
Right.
but that is the gross liability, right? I mean, in the second year, if I've invested this amount in the 3rd-year maturity, what are going to be the cash flows? And let me see. What are going to be the cash flows associated with that? When does it mature? Well, 3-year maturity, right? So I invested in a bond with a 3-year maturity. I am collecting 86,000 in the first year, 86,000 in the second year, 86,000 in the third year, plus par, right? Which was $1.9 million, right? That 3-year maturity bond has 3 cash flows, okay? With an annual coupon, has three cash flows. Okay, in the second year, I need to satisfy like my investment in this one plus the investment in the 2-year maturity needs to total $1.5 million, right?
Okay.
So I'm already collecting that coupon. Okay, so at the very least, it needs to be $1.5 million minus what I'm already collecting, right?
Okay.
And if I invest in this 2-year maturity, I'm going to collect coupon plus par, right?
So in the 2-year, you're going to do the coupon the first year and then the coupon plus par the second year, right? And then the 3-year, you go all the way across, and the 1 year, you just get the par that year, right?
Okay, you make an investment in a bond. An investment in a bond has a series of coupons, right? So if I am investing in the 3-year bond, I am collecting this coupon, and that coupon. And
Right.
I'm also collecting the par that I invest, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did we calculate the par that I invest? By dividing by 1 plus the coupon rate, because I don't need to invest the total schedule liability. I need to invest the schedule liability minus the coupon that I'm going to be already receiving. So I don't need to invest an entire $2 million of par. I need to invest just enough of par that combined with that last coupon payment gives me the $2 million over here.
So
That's
are you're saying you're doing 1.5 million minus 86,000
plus
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 6,000?
the last coupon. Okay, if I need to satisfy $1.5 million obligation, I'm already going to be receiving this coupon, but I'm also going to be investing in a bond that matures 2 years from now that has 2 coupons plus par. Okay, my question is, how much do I need to invest in par? Okay, I need to satisfy $1.5 million. Okay,
Right.
so that par needs to make sure that, you know, I have enough that combined with this coupon and with that coupon gives me
Oh,
$1.5 million. Does that make sense? Okay, the question is, I have these bonds available. How much of par do I need to invest in the 2-year maturity? And I need to invest in the 2-year maturity enough that I satisfy this obligation. However, because we already have a portfolio that is generating cash flows. These cash flows are not relevant to me because they come after the liability that I need to satisfy. Okay? Those are not relevant, but this one is relevant to me. I mean, why would I invest $1.5 million collecting $1.5 million here if I'm already receiving $86,000 of that coupon, if I'm already receiving that last coupon that I get from investing in the 2-year maturity?
So you're trying to find out how much of a bond you need to buy to satisfy 1.5 million minus 86,000.
And minus this coupon as well.
Oh, so there's 2 coupons.
Yeah, there's the coupon that comes from the investment in the 3-year bond, and the coupon that you're going to figure out in this next step is, I'm going to invest in a 2-year bond that enables me to use that cash flow, this par amount, this coupon amount to satisfy $1.5 million.
Okay.
So you were very correct. You were just missing that last coupon.
Okay.
Okay. So we use this, an investment in this 2-year maturity, right? That will be an investment. We have to figure out how much par to invest. How much is that P? Okay. Once we figure out that P, we will understand how much we're going to collect in coupon in the first year, how much we're going to be collecting in the second year. Okay. And how do I get that P? So the par to invest
would be the amount over the 1 plus the coupon.
Okay, I have a scheduled liability of $1.5 million. My net liability is this scheduled liability minus the cash flows of other bond investments, right? What are the cash flows of other bond investments? Right now, I only have one other investment, okay? When we figure out this, we will have this investment, that investment, and like the investment in the 1-year maturity, right? So my part to invest is the scheduled liability, which is 1.5 million, minus all of the other cash flows coming from coupons from other investments, okay? Which in our case is going to be the 86,000, okay? All of it divided by 1 plus the coupon rate. Why do I divide it by the 1 plus the coupon rate? Just the same way that I did for the other liability, is because I am trying to recognize that I don't have to invest everything in par, because I am receiving the last coupon from that investment, right? So that's what this operation help you there, right?
Just so we're on the same page, that coupon in the second par to invest would be the coupon of the 2-year bond, which is 4%, not 4.5%.
Right. Okay. That's correct. It's 4%, right? So it would be 4% of the par that you have to invest, right? And what is the part that you have to invest? So it's the net liability is $1.5 million minus that 86,000.
Yeah.
All of it divided by 1 plus the coupon rate on that investment. So part to invest. Sorry.
So Mr. Daniel, when we find the coupon for this 2-year bond, for the 1-year bond, you would do the scheduled liability minus 86,000, and then the new bond coupon as well.
Beautiful. You got it. You got it. I'm not going to do the math on here because you got the concept. Okay. So let's say, give me a number, right? I mean, let's say that the part to invest, which is going to be $1.5 million minus this $86,000 coupon divided by 1.04%. Actually, let's do it. So I have $1.5 million.
All right, I got 135. Sorry, 1,359,615. That's the par.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Schedule liability. This is and okay. So you have 1.359495, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the par to invest. That's this number. The par to invest in the 2-year maturity. Okay. So you're gonna collect, and let's see if I can remove this.
So that's what you're investing in, and then you take that and you times it again by the coupon to try to find your actual coupon, right?
That's correct. God, I hate this technology. It's challenging, but I'm getting the hang of it these days. Okay, so.
I'll do it real quick if you need me to.
Okay, well, I have it over here. So the part to invest in that 2-year maturity is 1.359, right?
Yes.
So 1.359 million. That's the par that I'm going to collect at the end of those 2 years. It's a 2-year investment, right?
Right.
Are those the only cash flows? I'm collecting par, but it's also an investment in a bond, right?
Yes.
So I'm collecting coupons. What is the amount of the coupon if I invested $1.3 million in the 2-year bond?
You would times that by your coupon rate of 4%.
Okay.
Which would be around 55,000. I think I got 54,380.
I got 54 as well, right? So is coupon rate times the par that you've invested. We figure out the par that we invested, which is 1.359, and you said it's 54,000 is the coupon. So 54,000 I'm collecting in the 2nd year, and 54,000 I'm collecting in the 1st year for that investment, for this investment, right? So I have a portfolio right now containing 2 bonds, right? One that matures in 3 years, one that matures in 2 years. The one that matures in 3 years has 3 coupons plus par, right? The one that matures in 2 years has 2 coupons plus par, okay? If I add all these numbers, it should add $1.5 million, okay? So let's do it. I have 86,124 plus 54,379 plus the amount of par that I'm invested, which is 1.359. It gives me precisely $1.5 million. Have you done that?
I have.
If I add 86 plus 54 plus 1.359, it gives me exactly $1.5 million.
That's an
right?
easy way to check your work.
I'm sorry?
Is that an easy way to check your work?
Oh, 100%. Okay, so in the exam, you're not going to be able to invest 1.359475. You're going to have a minimum denomination on your bond. So you have to take that into account, right? You cannot invest this amount of par, but you can invest in terms of, if it's $1,000 denomination, you will have to round it to $1,000. So it will not be exactly $1.5 million, but it will be close enough. This is the perfect way to check your work. If the series of cash flows associated with each one of the investments sums to the liability, that's essentially what you're trying to accomplish. It's a liability-driven strategy. Whatever investment you're making needs to be able to satisfy the obligation that you're wanting to do, right? I mean, this is a true life example. Okay, so This number plus that number should give me $2 million. These cash flows coming in the second year should give me $1.5 million, right? Okay.
And if we wanted to run it all the way to the first year, then we would just add 54 plus 86. And then you would subtract that from your
I mean, I can keep going, Miller, but I mean, you have it already. It's just repetitive. We have to do it in a way that we satisfy the first liability, first year liability. How much do I need to satisfy in the first year?
1 million.
$1 million, right? So I need the sum of all these numbers. I need it to be $1 million, okay? And I have an investment in a 3-year maturity, an investment in a 2-year maturity. Each one of those is sending me a coupon of those cash flows. Do I need to invest $1 million worth of par? No, because I'm already collecting some money, right? So the part to invest in the 1-year bond is going to be something that is paid at the end of that 1-year bond, something that is going to pay me a coupon, right? Okay, so the part to invest, it will be the scheduled liability of $1 million minus all the cash flows that I'm receiving in the first year. What are those cash flows?
You get 86,000 plus 54.
Okay, and then I have to divide all of it by 1 plus a coupon rate. What coupon rate? Well, I'm trying to identify the part to invest in the 1-year bond to satisfy my 1-year liability. So what would you guess is the rate that you're collecting in coupon?
3%.
3%. Okay. So let's go. I think it was this one. Okay. So says $1 million, my scheduled liability minus all the cash flows that I'm collecting already in that year. 86 minus 54, all of it divided by 1 plus 3%. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have that number?
I am looking that up right now. All right, do you want it rounded to the nearest thousand?
No, because in this particular example, I told you that the minimum denomination is $1.
That's what that means? Okay.
That's what that means, yeah.
Round to the nearest dollar, okay. All right, 834,951.
I have, slightly different, but I guess that I didn't round. I stored this 54 and change in the calculator, and that 86 and change. Yeah, but so let's follow my rounding, because that will precisely add it up. Okay, so 803,461 is this par. Okay. So 86 plus 54 plus this 834 plus that coupon needs to be $1 million. Okay. So if I invest $834,000 worth of par in the first investment, in the first year investment, what is the coupon dollar amount?
Let's see.
So if I invested $834,000 of par in the 1-year maturity, what is the amount of coupon that I'm collecting?
I have $25,033.
$25,033. Perfect. Okay, so my coupon is coupon rate, right?
Right.
Times the par to invest. This is the par to invest. The coupon is that amount, right? And this gives me $25,000 approximately. Okay, it's $25,000, 33 cents. So This amount is $25,000.33. Are those all the cash flows associated with the 1 year bond?
No, you'd get the million back, right? Or so you get the par back.
You get the par back, right? You get this 834 is that amount. This 25,000 is this amount, okay? If we add all of this plus 86,000 plus 54,000, what do we get?
Be about $1 million, right?
I have precisely $1 million, okay? Because I haven't round out anything. No, in this example, you know, like we may have like a little bit different. Now, when you're making an investment in a bond, you have to do it in minimum increments, right? That's what the minimum denomination is. In our particular example, the minimum denomination of each one of these securities is $1. Okay, so you're able. That's why we don't get any rounding errors, right? I mean, we are fully satisfied collecting the amount of coupon for each one of those investments. However, when you're making investments in bonds, I mean, you know, typically, I mean, you know, may have like $1,000 is typical, but you may have like 10,000 or you may have 100,000, right? So depending on that minimum increment, that's what amount of par that you need to invest, right? So you may have to round up or down. You need to make sure that you're able to satisfy these liabilities.
Okay. Yes, sir. And there was another question that had like a different. Can you look at slide number 5?
Slide number 5. Okay. How much interest will the company receive from the coupon invested in the 1 year maturity, assuming that the minimum denomination is $1?
Okay, so basically what I would do is the interest would be the coupon payments, right?
We've calculated. Yeah, you tell me the answer.
So the answer would be, let me look at my numbers. It would not include the 834, correct? Because that would not be interest. So
that's not interest.
Yeah. So that would it would just be 86 plus 54 plus 25. Is that correct?
Read the question again.
How much interest will the company receive? Oh, so just 25,000, right?
You tell me. Okay, so I've invested this amount of par, and my coupon interest in the 1 year maturity is 25,000.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yes, sir. It is.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you have any more questions, I mean, like, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, I am speaking with your group on Thursday.
You are. I do have one more question, if you don't mind me asking, and I think it should be very quick. So it's on slide March 25th, and it's calculating forward rates, and it's like maturity is 1 year, spot rate's 9%, and then it has the question F parentheses 2,1. I don't exactly understand the 2 and 1. I don't know what those mean.
Shoot, I don't have that PowerPoint over here, unfortunately. What is the question?
I sent you a picture, so it might be a little bit easier to see it on your phone.
Okay.
It's basically calculate the forward rate for 1 year, 0 issued 2 years from today. And then it says F parentheses comma 1 in parentheses. And then the maturity is 1, 2, 3. And then the spot rates are 9, 12, 15.
And my phone decided not to work over here. So you're calculating a forward rate. Oh, here it is. Okay. So you have spot rates. Okay. S1 equals 9%. S2 equals 2%. And S3 equals 15%. Right. Okay. And you want to calculate the forward rate on a 1 year issued 2 years from now. Okay. So that is issued 2 years from now, a 1 year spot, right?
Okay. Okay. So issued 2 years.
So
now.
this is the tenor of your loan, right? This is how many years that loan has to, that's the 2 years, 1 year is the maturity of the loan once it initiates.
Yes, sir.
And this is initiated in 2 years, right? So the entire time period will be a 3-year period, right?
Okay.
Okay. In 2 years, you will invest in a loan that has 1 year maturity. Okay, so this is T, and this is T star, right? This is T star, and this is T. Okay, and you have to calculate that forward rate. And the forward rate model tells us that 1 plus R T star plus T, okay? You should be indifferent to invest in a 3-year spot rate, right?
Okay.
As if you were investing in RT star, T star, and then invest in T star T to the T power, okay? So this is the same as investing. I mean, like, you should be indifferent in taking 1 plus R, what is T star?
T star is 2, right?
Okay. What is T?
T is 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So T star plus T
is 3.
So you should be indifferent in investing. What is T star plus T?
3. So that's cubed.
Okay.
I meant not cubed.
Okay. Then investing in the 2-year spot. Okay. And then investing in a 1-year loan that begins in 2 years. Okay. Both of them are 3-year investments, right?
Yes, sir.
So in order to, I mean, it's just an equation, right? What is R3?
R3 is 15%.
Okay, so 1.15 to the third power is 1.12 to the second power times 1 plus F 2 1 to the 1 power.
I get it. I got it now. Okay.
And yeah, and like you just satisfy that. I mean,
very
you know,
easy from here. What
it's you know, for every question about forwards, just write this down, right? And you know, you just substitute. It looks daunting, but it's really easy. And conceptually, it's predicated on the principle of no arbitrage, right? At any given time, you have the spot rates. At any given time, you have your forward rates, right? And they're all priced in that you should be indifferent for this 3-year investment, right? You should be indifferent from investing in the 3-year spot than investing in a forward and a 1 year and collecting the 2-year investment, right? So I am indifferent from doing a 3-year investment than if I am doing a 2-year investment and then a 1-year investment.
Yep.
Or a 1-year investment and then a 2-year investment 1 year from now, right? So that's what this forward rate model that looks so daunting represents.
It looks
Is that
daunting, but after you worked it out, it's very, very simple.
oh, it's very mechanic and very simple. But you know, year after year, I get students that are trapped in the forward rate model. It's understand that it's a 3-year proposition in both sides, right? So you just start from understanding what is the question asking, and then write this down. Write this down. F T star comma T, so, and write this formula down, and then substitute that from, you know, like this numbers right there. So I mean, you know, like, I don't know, but I think that you know how to do it, but
very simple now. And then after you figure out 1.15 to the third power over 1.12 squared, then you subtract 1, and then there's your f parentheses 2 comma 1.
sure. I mean, you know, I don't think that I need to show you how to do it. I mean, like, that's the reason why you subtract from 1. It's just so that you work through one equation with one unknown, which is not the subject matter of my class. But if you have issues with it, you know, like, I'm happy to work that equation for you. I think that you got it.
I got it. Yes, sir. I do. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Pleasure.
At the moment, that's all I have. Since I have all this down, I should do very well on the test. I just wanted to make sure I, you know, had it all down. And but thank you. First of all, thank you for helping us all semester. And you know, I feel like I speak for a lot of students. But also thank you for you know, telling me a few of the firms that you thought of and how I can go and look at a directory and stuff. And I really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, like, I'm very happy. Now, my advice should only be one tenth of the input that you receive. You make your own decisions. Everybody has a different perspective, so consult with as many people that you trust as possible, and you just, you know, like, assign a weight to each one, and make your own decision. Don't get convinced by somebody. That's all I'm saying. I have a lot to say, but it's my perspective of things, and it should not be your entire data gathering. No, you should ask every single professor out there, every single person that you trust and is successful. And then from the input from everybody, since everybody has a slightly different perspective, you may gather really good information. So, you know, just continue entertaining that. I think that you're in the right path. And Miller, I think I'm going to upload this video. If you don't mind, I think that it would be a good resource, the topics that we've covered today, for, you know, people to, you know, do the last stage of their exam.
Yes, sir. I think that'd be very important.
Okay, and I'll speak to you on Thursday. What time is it? At 1:30, I think?
3 o'clock.
I said 3 o'clock. Okay. The project, so I'm meeting, I've met with one of the groups. I'm meeting with another group at 1:30 today, or, you know, with a member of the group today. I don't mind that there's cross communication between groups. What I don't accept is the same portfolio for every group. But my time is limited. Okay, I'm available for you guys, and I'm available for everybody, but just consult with each other. I mean, like, I don't mind collaborative learning. The entire purpose of this project is for you guys to deploy the knowledge that you already have, that you don't know how to apply it. You guys know every single step along the way to do this, but it will trip you to no end. So this is a way to reinforce all the things that we've done in class, and it's not that complicated. It will take you an hour and a half to do it. You just have to dominate every single concept along the ways. So what I normally do in these projects is whenever I'm meeting with people, I want for them to struggle, okay?
Right.
But I give you hints, okay? I give you, okay, so focus on this. And then I meet multiple times with each one of the groups, but I want for the groups, I don't want to say the same thing over and over to everybody, right? I want for you guys to communicate with each other is much more challenging this year because you're not all meeting in the Bloomberg room, okay? I've extracted the cash flows for bonds that I want for you guys to be using, and you have, I think it's 6 bonds available to invest. If I see 2 groups with the same portfolio, you will all get a delay in your grade, okay? This is not copy and paste from somebody else. This is communicate with the rest of the groups and share ideas, okay? And I will help all of you guys along the way, but I want you guys to really dominate the concepts that I know that if I give you problems in the exam, everybody does very well, but it's the same thing that if applied to real life application, you get tripped in areas where you shouldn't. So along those lines, I want for you guys to communicate with each other, and in the time that I'm spending with you and with the other teams, take it, have other teams benefit from that as well. I want this to be sort of like a collaborative effort from the entire class. And you have Zoom. I mean, you can easily Zoom in the same way with other groups as you can with me, so you have zero excuse. And that's, I mean, I'm going to upload this video now.
Yes,
so that's to everybody in the class. Okay.
The Excel sheet that you ran through in the last class way at the end, that was about the project. Is any of that going to be on the test?
Actually, that's about the project, but it's not a spreadsheet to use in the project. You have to create your own spreadsheet, and that's only for the last. That's the difference between an 89 and 100. Okay, you don't need that spreadsheet for your project. That's conceptually what different interest rate environment will do to your ability to satisfy your bond obligation. What your project entails is show me that you are able to satisfy that liability schedule by virtue of investing in the portfolio that you choose. From 89 to 100, you show me something along the lines of the spreadsheet that I showed you that give you, okay, so let's assume that my yields change, right? So you do a sensitivity analysis, and that barely ever happens, okay? And I'm cognizant of the fact that it's a little bit tougher to do that, but whoever figures out that process gets 100 in that, assuming that like all the documentation is in line and that you've calculated. I mean, year after year, everybody trips on the same areas, and I want for you guys to be curious. In order to do a good grade in that a project, it doesn't take a whole lot, but you guys need to talk to each other, and solve the puzzle. And there's several areas where is year after year the same mistakes, and I love this part of the class because it really makes you guys learn. I mean, like as I've mentioned before, I'm not the biggest on grades. It's not that hard to get a good grade in my class, but this is my way of really making you guys understand of all the concepts that you've learned from the bond class, how to apply them. And that's more important as you grow up or as you graduate and go in your respective finance careers, is really take advantage of the theory and have a little bit of application of the theory into building portfolios. This is a liability-driven strategy, as you know. Okay, so there's multiple reasons why we use a portfolio of bonds. In this liability-driven strategies, I have a number of liabilities to satisfy. If you find a zero coupon bond that matures in the day of the liability, it's fantastic. If you use cash flow matching principles, that's fantastic. In the case of the bonds that I've selected with you, you cannot do that. So you need to do a duration matching principle there. And
I'm saying like the Excel that you showed in the end of the class, that won't be on the test.
I mean, you know, there's questions about liability-driven strategies. Yes, I mean, like it may not be build me a spreadsheet, but it may capture a different formula, a different form. As a matter of fact, I can give you, and since I'm going to upload this video, I'll give you a freebie, and it's, you know, understand the cash flows that fund a cash flow matching methodology, and understand the cash flows that come from a duration matching methodology. Okay? And I'll let you research or look at your notes to understand what are cash flows that satisfy the cash flow matching portfolio, right? I mean, like it's only coupons and principal,
Right.
but the cash flows used in the duration matching strategy include something else as well. Okay, so really understand what is the difference between those two.
And that's in the video, correct?
It should be in the video, yeah. And we spoke about it the other day.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again so much for that, and we will talk to you Thursday. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye.